Start with a text this morning. A texter says, please make me feel better about the Avs. I mean, I don't know if I can do that. You're down 3-2. You're in a tough situation. Not impossible for the Avs to overcome. But last night, 9 seconds in, you knew what kind of night it was going to be. It's a goal off an impossible angle. I'll tell you what, Moj, the goal that pissed me off more was the second. Like, this puck just flies up in the air. Gravity takes over. Blackwood is pressed against his net like Spider-Man, and it not just goes off his back, it hits the perfect angle of crossbar, then off his back, and then in. It was the first time really all series where Dallas just got going early, and then you had to play catch-up. Like, they led for 62 seconds going in that game, and then 9 seconds in, they led the entire way. Go ahead, Moj.
What a funky start to that game. I mean, it goes off the Donoff laces. Nobody can locate the puck. The only one who knows where it is Wyatt Johnston. He races for it.
That's not fair.
Goal line extended. I mean, maybe even behind the damn goal line. I mean, he's right there. Just throws it at the net. Blackwood has the post covered. I don't know how it got through. I never saw an angle where I could actually tell
Me neither.
how it got through him. I mean, unless, the puck dematerialized momentarily and every atom went through him and then rematerialized on the other side and flopped in. I don't know how it did it. And then, the blocker save. It bends the blocker back, goes straight up in the air. Blackwood knows it's up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he's trying to blocker it out of there. It probably was going over the top of the net, probably. And it goes straight up in the air, and he realizes that. That's why he's backing up in his crease and trying to protect the goal line, right? I mean, it hits the crossbar, hits him in the nameplate and goes in. I mean, come on, man. It's just the way – this is why playoff hockey is so dang – it's just so unpredictable, guys.
That's why
it's
hockey –
so dang difficult.
Hockey's unpredictable. Yeah. It's really the one sport where – why would you bet on this stuff? You don't know how the puck is going to flutter. You don't know what's going to happen. It's like what you saw last night. That doesn't happen in the NBA. It doesn't happen in the NFL. That doesn't happen.
What, just like a magical
every now and again in football. Well, every now and again in football, the ball will get on the ground and we get kicked around and, whatever, but
that doesn't happen like that. Not in games that matter. That's what makes hockey at times. It's just like, come on, man. What is this?
Well, and here's the other thing. Do we all think that the Avs can win 2 games in a row? Absolutely, yeah. I think we all can. Now, will they? I don't know.
Let me make the proclamation.
Well, hang on.
This is going 7.
Okay, go ahead.
This is going 7. So whether this series is going 7 games now. Whether or not the Avs come in here and win that Game 7, that remains to be seen. But this is going 7.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is this is where the Avs kind of missed out on an opportunity. When you lead the way the Avs have led over the course of this series, and you have 2 third-period leads that are blown and result in losses, it allows for a wonky game like this to creep up and then burn you, right? Like, the reason why this game hurts so badly is because you had 2 other games previously in this series where you had control and you let go of the rope. So then that allows for a couple of funky bounces to burn you in another game. And here's the other thing that I've noticed, and this is to Dallas's credit, something they've done that you haven't. And I think one area they've been better than you in this series. They've capitalized when they've been given opportunities. So here's what happens. They're up 3-0. You're feeling bad. I still was like, I'm waiting for the Avs to form some sort of rush. I knew that they weren't giving up. Right. I knew they'd come back at some point. So then they get 2 back. McKinnon scores, and you see that same sort of fire in his eyes that Jokic has during Nuggets games, right? And you're like, all right, the comeback is on. Malinsky takes a penalty. Dallas capitalizes, and that basically ends the game. Whatever comeback hopes that you had, the momentum that you had shifted in their favor. When that's happened to you, when Dallas starts to make a little comeback and they give you a gift, they put you on a power play, you haven't done that. Over the course of this series, you haven't.
The other thing that confuses the hell out of me about playoff hockey is, are you going to let things go or not? What are we doing? Are you going to let them play or not? Make up your mind.
Oh, can you save this, Vic? Because I want to put this in like a full sort of segment because the Ben thing was insane yesterday.
More than that, there's just random calls that don't match the others. Make up your mind as an officiating staff. What are you going to do going into the game? What's your goal?
Okay, but hang on.
I'm going to hang on.
Hang on to it.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to focus on the Avs for the first time, Moj. They were not as good as the Stars. Like, it was the first night where the Stars were just better. They were flat out better than what the Avs were.
Moj, should I be worried about Cale Makar?
I am.
Two guys, by the way, Vic.
He's not
the same.
He's not himself.
Let me set you up. This is Bednar in the postgame talking about some of the big guns that have been missing so far in the series.
Yeah, you're always concerned this time of year. You can't have guys having bad nights this time of the year. Like I said, like you've heard me say it all along, it's going to come down to playing good teams that finish in the similar spot in the standings as you. You got to go play your best hockey for 2 weeks in order to win. Right? So if you've got good players having bad nights, it's not your best hockey. You're firing on all cylinders the other night, like Game 3 and Game 4, and, things start to look a lot better.
So, Vic, to put it on a tee for you, Cale Makar has 2 points in 5 games. Val Nichushkin has 1 point in 5 games.
Yep. Again,
they're
the
just
previous
not
comment
themselves
made
right
about the officiating. No one is blaming the loss on officiating. That's not the intent there. It's just the consistency of the officiating. That's all I would like. Either go one way or the other. That's all. Forget about that for now. The Avs' best players did not show up last night, and they haven't shown up in a couple different spots.
Nate has. Nate's been there all series.
Nate, you could see Nate. You could see the venom in Nate.
Yes.
Hell, did you see him yelling at Charlie Coyle?
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets back on the ice and says, let me have this. I got it.
Bleep you, Joe Boo. I do it myself.
Yeah. Get everybody out of my way. I got this. You're exactly right. There isn't enough. Moj, I just wonder, too, when you give up a ridiculous goal like that first one, and then the second one wasn't as much a ridiculous goal. I disagree with you on that there, Brett, because they give up an odd man rush that led to that goal. That was on the defense. That was on the Avs giving up that shot.
Oh, I'm just saying off the crossbar from the sky and then off the nameplate. Come on.
I get it. But it shouldn't have come to that shot.
Yeah.
You don't have that shot on goal if you don't have holes in your defense and holes in your team. But you gave up
it was a Brett. Yeah, Vic, it was a turnover at the blue line. Okay, and we've talked about that when things have gone wrong this series. The Avs are turning it over at the blue line, and the Stars are coming back the other way. The third goal was a major breakdown. The goal by what's-his-face was a major breakdown.
Yep.
And that's a 2-on-1, and, he's not going to miss that situation. So, yeah, I mean, in all that being said, you fight back, and it's a 3-2 game, and then Malinsky and Steele get together, and it's a penalty, and they converted on it. They did it. I'm going to credit Dallas. They did a really good job. They snapped that puck around the zone, and Wyatt Johnson from a very difficult angle roofs it. I mean, that's
what's
that's
crazy?
what a guy like that is paid to do.
Hang on. Did you just call Mikko Rantanen what's-his-face? Is that what you just did, Moj?
Yeah, I think he did. What's crazy about that game, though, and that's why puck luck in hockey it almost annoys me. I'm irritated by it. It's just like stupid.
I can tell, yeah.
Again, it doesn't happen in other
luck.
playoffs, in other sports. You don't have that in other sports. The better team usually wins. And if the bad team, that's stupid. That a puck just goes straight up in the air and nobody sees it in 9 seconds. That's stupid.
But
stupid.
You're right, though, Vic. A lot of these puck luck situations, Dallas put themselves in position, or moreover, the Avs put themselves in that position to allow that to happen, right?
But not the first one. The second one is, I'm not even going to consider the second one puck luck because, again, it was a turnover. The first goal, though, I'm here to argue that if that first goal is not scored, I think we're looking at a completely different game.
Probably.
I really believe that. I believe the pace of the game, the feel of the game, everything else is different if just stupidity. I mean, just the stupidity of the puck doesn't happen. It's just dumb.
I don't disagree with you.
I mean, give me an instance in another sport. Give me a scenario in another sport, playoffs, where something like that is the equivalent. You can't. It doesn't happen.
Who's
Nothing.
that kid? Who's that kid who stole
That's
the
what I thought
catch
of.
against
Yes.
Baltimore and
Jeff
the Yankees?
Maher or something, right?
Jeffrey Mayer.
What's that kid's name?
Mayer.
Jeffrey Mayer.
Yeah.
Yes. That involves
And he's like
the fans.
He's like on Good Morning America the next day or some crap like that.
That involves the fans. That doesn't involve the field of play. Like, it's just dumb. That's dumb. What we saw last night, 9 seconds into the game.
That being said, the Avs are going to need some Herculean performances on Thursday night. I don't know what's going on with Cale Makar, but the puck is not getting through. He's pounding it routinely. He's pounding it into shin pads. He just can't find his shot right now, and he's dancing. He's dancing a little bit up at the blue line, but not like normal. He's aggressive, but not like normal. He's just not himself right now, and I don't think there's any injury factor. I just don't think he's in rhythm. He's just not feeling it.
Well, he better. He better feel it quickly.
He better.
And that's what scares me about Thursday, Moj. You were so quick on the show to say this series is going 7. And while I do agree with you, well, you never know with puck luck.
Yeah, but it's just a couple of people have mentioned this. This game felt like the beginning of Super Bowl 48, where it's just snap goes over a head, and you're like, oh, it's going to be that kind of day. Fantastic.
Right off the bat, you're like, come on, man, you got to be kidding me. That's what I was saying. I was going like, are you serious? I mean, look, and that's why they say there's never a bad shot, right? Just throw it on net and see what happens. I mean, 9 seconds in, Blackwood. It's not like Blackwood was daydreaming. He had the post covered.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can only do so much, but Jesus, how did it get? I don't know how it got through. I mean, obviously he didn't have it all the way covered, but when you look at the margin that puck goes in, the space it has to actually go in, and it hits that space. What the hell, man?